Have you ever bitten off more than you can chew by taking on so many big projects at once that you're so intensely motivated to finish and do have great intentions for, but yet just somehow the universe fights you every step of the way, finishing any one of these big projects, so it winds up taking so much longer to get anything completed? Yup, that's today's video on project YFZ1000R and the incompletion of such. It's been quite a long process of struggle busting it through this build, and we have yet to see a running and riding monster, but sometimes great things take time, and I think you all will be very pleased with the outcome of this insane project I dreamed up only a very short 8 months ago. So if you're excited to see the progress on YFZ1000R, then you already know what to do. Let's get after it.
Welcome back, Stupid Fast Nation. Hope y'all are having a great weekend. For me, today is December, is today Friday? Holy crap, it's actually Friday, December 27th. My hair is a mess, but I am awake early this morning, ready to go, chipper, and ready to start hammering away on the YFZ1000R. We've got a lot to do, but I'm really hoping that this is the final video. It's funny because when I film these things, I do them thinking, hoping this is going to be the final video, but it may not actually be the final video. We shall see how far we actually get. I'm confident, though, we literally have to just powder coat the entire thing. We've got one thing to add to the swing arm in the back of this. But by your guys' advice, I read the comments all the time, guys. And from your guys' advice, we are going to add a piece on the back of the swing arm so we can put a torque arm on the swing arm so that when we're making some serious horsepower with this thing in twin turbo, killer mode, we're not tweaking the frame and everything on that side of the swing arm where the chain is pulling all of the tension. So we're going to add that, and then we can get right to work on powder coating and then setting this thing up hopefully for success. Let's get after it, guys. All right, guys, and before we get cracking on the rest of the YFZ1000R, I'd like to introduce today's video sponsor, Suzumi Tools. Now, every product that comes into my inbox for the channel, I take some time and I sort of do a background check, if you will, on the company because I don't want to bring bad products to the channel, but I am always looking for new tools or revolutionary this, that, and the other thing, like new and up and coming products that I want to bring to you guys that I think are cool, work well for me, are suitable for my shop, that makes sense to me to produce it, or that makes sense to me to show it to you guys then, because if it works for me in my shop, it'll most likely work for you in your shop, because tools are tools and we all use tools. They're versatile, they're very versatile. And so today I'd like to introduce Suzumi Tools. Now, they were kind enough to send me 2 ratcheting wrench sets. Now, these were cool for a couple reasons. One was they have this cool little gold insert. And I know, when you're wrenching on this thing, beating it up and the coating wears off and everything, then what, right? But I dig the look. I mean, a look is a good piece. A visual representation of the product is important in today's societal norms. So I've got 2 sets of wrenches. We got a standard set and a metric set, and I was already using them yesterday, and I can tell you they work just like any other good style ratcheting type wrench. They work great. There's nothing wrong with them. There's no reason why you wouldn't want to use this. And I mean, I put a couple of these to the test, put a breaker bar on the one, and I didn't have any problems with it breaking or snapping the inside mechanism, which I have had happen on gear wrench sets before. So that's definitely a bonus. And then the other thing, while the ratcheting wrench set may not be the cool tool that I got sent, the cool tool, I did get this really cool torque wrench set, and I wanted to show you guys this because I usually use like a Harbor Freight torque wrench, or sometimes if I have enough money, I'll splurge for something like off McMaster car and I'll get like a really good one. But lately I've been doing the cheapies. They do work fine. I haven't had any problems. I've actually measured torque against some of the cheapies with really good torque wrenches, and the cheapies work pretty much just as good, but I just don't think they have the longevity. So time will tell with this set, but first glance, I mean, take a look. They've got this beautiful little orange anodized piece on there, and it comes with a certificate of calibration and an operation manual. And they were kind enough to send me a digital version of this as well. I also did test all 3 of these, and they all work great. And they are pretty dang accurate. So, and affordable. That's the important thing. They are affordable. So guys, if you're looking for more affordable tools to add to your arsenal in your shop, I highly recommend you check Suzumi out. Link in the description and top comment below. Let's get back to work on the YFZ1000R. Let's go.
Alright, rippers and ripettes, let's get to work on beefing up the swing arm. We'll start by cutting out some tubing to go across the center of the swing arm, which will help with twisting, and we can run this out the side for the torque arm as well. Then we can plasma cut some gussets for various positions around the swing arm, which will help make it a lot more rigid. So when we're pulling on that chain side with 400 plus horsepower, we don't have to worry about the swing arm getting twisted and yanked towards the chain side. Hopefully. Alright guys, we're raw dogging it. I am getting everything ready for powder coat here. I'm getting everything cleaned up. I've got the oven preheated and I've got things kind of gassing out, which is just like the first phase of powder coating, where we take everything down to bare metal and then we kind of bake it at the 400 degrees, which is around the temperature that most of the powder coats cure at. And then so we get all the gases and nasty things out of the steel and aluminum and metals and get them ready and prepped for the coating. So let's take a look how I keep this fast and efficient. So you can see we got one batch in here. This batch is going to be the purple batch. I'm going to break this up into 2 batches rather than trying to do this all at once because there is quite a bit of stuff to powder coat. This is going to be the yellow batch. Both of these will have to have a chrome base, which is the silver bag right there. And we'll lay that on. And then once that is cured, we will lay the purple coating on. You have to fully cure the prismatic powders, super chrome plus 2 base first before you can apply the purple illusion, which is what we chose for this. And then our offset color is going to be shocker yellow. As you can see, it's a very vibrant color. I'm super ecstatic to see what it will look like when we're done. Let's go. All right, guys, so check it out. We got our first layer of Super Chrome Plus down. You can see it definitely looks, it looks like a shiny chrome. It looks really good, actually. Super impressed. The only thing I can't really seem to get rid of is like sometimes I get these little bumps in the finish and I can't figure out why. I cleaned everything with brake parts cleaner and soap and water, and I even degassed all these parts at 400 degrees, and I still can't quite figure out what I'm doing wrong there, but that's okay. We will eventually figure that out. I do not claim to be a professional powder coater by any means, guys. This is only my second full ATV that I'm doing, but I am getting better. You can see there is quite a few areas where things look really clean. And then obviously, well, that's spatter from the weld. I could have cleaned that up with grinder. That is not spatter from the weld. So actually that might be spatter from the weld. I'm not sure. Well, I guess I'll have to go back and look at footage. But anyways, first layer is down. Love the way that piece came out. Holy crap, that actually looks like chrome. Look at that glare. God. Anyways, all right, let's get the purple down. And I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. All right, I'm not gonna act like I am super stoked about the way this powder coat job came out because I'm an honest person and I refuse to lie to you guys. I'm not super stoked, but I'm okay with it. I can live with it. Let's check it out. I'll explain what happened. All right, so this is what we got. I know you're gonna say, well, like, look how spotty it is. That's actually what I was going for, believe it or not, these like lighter areas. We're close. It's pretty vibrant on camera. I haven't gotten it out into the light yet. Oh yeah, we could see some pink coming in. Ooh, that looks nice. I like that. So, basically this was a screw up. It was supposed to be candy purple, which gets prismatic powders, the super chrome base. So you do a coat of super chrome. You're supposed to half cure that. I accidentally full cured it. And then I put the candy purple over it, but I didn't have enough candy purple. So I mixed in a little bit of this troll blue, which as you can see, oh, look at that. That's a little bit lighter than this is the candy purple. So I mix a little bit of those. It came out pretty grainy looking. So I wasn't happy with it, and I was like, what can I do for a 5-second fix for this? So I had Illusion Purple, which does not get a base coat. It gets only a top coat, clear coat. So I put a quick coat of Illusion, a light coat, and I was like, how can I take away this like troll-looking blue that I don't like? So I put a very light coat, and that's why you're seeing these light spots. You can't see them as good on camera, but I can see them in person. We have some areas, wow, like that looks incredible. And then other areas that are a little lighter and whatnot. So it's not terrible looking. And then you have to do the clear vision over top of that, and that's what really makes the purple pop. I've done worse and I've done better, I think, so far. Not my worst, not my best type deal, but yeah, so I mean, this is acceptable. The shocker yellow will look good with it. The plastics will cover a lot of stuff up, but some of it you will see, obviously. But yeah, so let's get the shocker yellow done, and we'll see what it looks like. It's still going to look beautiful and shiny and new, so I guess we'll see what it looks like when it comes together. But this is the process of trial and error on my own stuff rather than doing customers' stuff with powder coat just yet. All right, check it out, guys. I'm taking a second to real quick share my feelings with you guys on this. Now, you know, I've been trying to do things better and better and better as quality goes on, as my quality gets better, my quality of work gets better. And, you know, I kind of failed on this frame and this powder coating a good bit, but I did learn some things, and I think it's really important to share failures with you guys because number one, it happens to literally everybody and anybody who does anything. You can't get really good at stuff without failing and also without taking risks. I took a big risk trying to do something a little different with this, thinking that I could try something outside of the box, and it didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. But I did learn a few things along the way through the trial and error process, and that's why I trial it on my own stuff. Now, with that being said, although this does not check the box for me as far as what my quality will be like,
This was a very good learning tool, and I don't have the means to remove this powder coat and start over, which is what I really, really want to do. And this does not come off very easily once it's on. It needs to be chemically stripped. I don't know anybody that does chemical stripping. So for purposes of naturally aspirated, she will be like this for now. But check this out. There was one win out of all of this, guys. One win was the spindles. Yeah, you see that purple glow right there? That is exactly what I was looking for. I'm so mad. Oh God, it looks so vibrant in person. It's incredible to look at. And that's what I wanted on all of that. But unfortunately, I made some mistakes, guys. But we will try again on the next build. And we will hopefully have a much better end result. But you guys can also learn from this mistake of mine and take from it what you can and turn it into a positive. All right, boys. Forgive me if my hair is a mess. And I just want to say thank you very much for sticking with me on the Raptor 660 video that I just posted. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the love and support. If you guys didn't see that, make sure you go over and check that out. We're going to give that thing away to a special kid in need. So with that being said, let's focus on the YFZ1000R. The goal today is to get everything powder coated and hopefully a rolling chassis state. I still have to finish the valve clearances on the engine. That's going to be done off camera because I already did the engine build video, but we can get cracking on this thing. Now, I'll just tell you guys right away. I basically screwed some things up on this, and that's why it's taken so long. But the realistic, logical point of view here is I want this thing to be top quality. I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to regress in my building abilities. I want to progress. I want progress, right? So, you know, even though we could have gotten away with the powder coat that was on this, some of it looked okay, I guess, but from a creative standpoint, not from societal standpoint, but from an artistic creative point, it looked okay, but it wasn't what I envisioned. So I decided to say, no, I'm not running this, even though I was supposed to be down doing collaboration with Facility Builds last month with this quad. I kind of had to be like, I'm sorry, bro, I got to redo this thing. I just, something in me is like, no, don't send it like that. Just do it the right way the first time. So anyways, let's get to work with this thing. We're going to start getting everything cleaned up and powder coated and hopefully get this thing to a rolling chassis. Let's get it, guys. Let's go. I think I deleted all my footage. I might have 1 or 2 clips of what this looked like. So if I do, I'll post them here. But if not, I'm going to talk to you guys real quick about what happened. Because I know a lot of you are going to be like, well, you know, you're supposed to be pro. Well, I am. And I'm here to teach you guys what I learned. But that doesn't mean I always am an expert the very first time I do something. And I'm not saying this is the first powder coat job I've done. It's maybe the 4th or 5th one. This is my 5th or 6th, somewhere in there. 5th or 6th powder coat job I've done. So I'm still really new to this, and I've been doing it a little less than a year. And while I have learned a ton of information, some of you guys have even reached out and helped me learn some things, and I appreciate that. I'm very open to learning. I don't ever think that I know everything, even though sometimes it may come across that way through how I present my material. I promise you, I am humble, and I get humbled a lot through my own bullshit. So anyways, I screwed this up, man, and that's all there is to it. What happened was we were going for illusion purple on the frame, and then our offset color is shocker yellow. I think it's going to look primo when it's done. And I've got some other little touches in there to kind of, like there's going to be the black motor and stuff like that with a couple little touches on it. So it's like things are going to pop, but like you'll still have some black and other colors to kind of draw away from that, so it's not too much in your face neon colors, you know what I mean? But the illusion purple and the shocker yellow are primo to me. So anyways, basically what happened was I started just like this. I put my illusion purple stuff in, and my whole day started bad. It takes me a whole day to do all this powder coating. It's not a quick process by any means. You have to get this thing baked, get all the contaminants off of it first, then you go back, coat it, then you let it cure, then you bake it again, you coat it again, bake it again. There's a whole process here, and we're gonna run through this really quick. So basically I got everything in here for illusion purple. Everything that was going illusion purple, I got it in here. I preheated them all up to our bake temperature, which is 400 degrees. And then I wiped everything off first, then baked it at 400, then let it cool down. Now, I don't have an expensive powder coat gun, and that's part of the issue here, is I can't afford an $8,000 powder coat gun to be able to just start to get into powder coating. And I don't think you need that. I've seen Garage MC Matt do some crazy shit with a powder coat gun, and he did it really well with this Eastwood gun, and that's what I'm gonna talk about next. So the very first thing I did wrong was I didn't have enough. Well, actually, I grabbed the wrong purple first. I grabbed candy purple. I put candy over top of a chrome base, and I didn't like the color, and I was like, wait, this isn't the color that I picked. It's like, crap, it's supposed to be illusion purple, not candy, because I was working candy on somebody else's stuff, and that's why, because I picked illusion for this. So I grabbed the wrong bag, and then I did it the way I put the candy down right on the frame, because it's supposed to be illusion, then clear. Then you put a clear coat on top of it. It's not like Shocker Yellow. Shocker Yellow gets a chrome base, then you get the Shocker Yellow on top, which makes that pop. Illusion Purple is just illusion purple with a clear on top. And candy purple is a chrome base with a candy. So I put candy purple on bare metal with no chrome base. So that was my first mistake. I put the wrong color on and the wrong procedure to get that color to pop anyways. So once I started curing that and I looked at it and I was like, wait a second, that's not the purple I picked. Then I went and grabbed the illusion and I was like, oh, I could fix this. I'll just cover over it. Wrong. Rather than just taking it right then and there and having it stripped. This created a whole bad day for me all in once. So I put the illusion down, but I didn't have enough illusion. So I didn't have enough to do 2 coats. So basically, when you're using a cheaper gun, you have to preheat your metal to get a second coat to stick. So after the first coat, I'm then preheating the metal to 200 degrees, 220, and then spraying the illusion on. Now I didn't have enough illusion, so I mixed another blue in with it, and then that created this weird looking spotty purple. And I was like, I guess it doesn't look terrible. It's kind of creative. And then as I let it cure, I overbaked it. Actually, it didn't overbake till I put the clear on, but I fully baked the illusion that I put over top of the candy, and then I put clear over it while it was hot, and then I overbaked it by accident because we had it sitting in the oven far too long to do 3 different powder coat layers on it. And so it overbaked. There was areas of it that cracked and faded and stuff like that. And so I was just fed up with that. And then I moved to the Shocker Yellow, and I was trying something new, and I should have tested it on a small piece first. That was my mistake. I will not make that mistake again. Always trial run your pieces before you go balls deep into your color. Take a piece of steel off your rack or something like that, coat it in the small, I have a small oven over there, a household oven. I could put small pieces in there and do a trial run. So basically when you do colors like Shocker Yellow, you have to do a chrome base first. And then you have to fully cure the chrome base. Now some people are gonna argue with this, but my real powder coat guys know, right on Prismatic Powder's website, it says super chrome, if it's gonna be a base, it has to be fully cured. And it usually is always a base. It usually either gets a clear on top of it to preserve it from UV light, or it gets another color on top of it to bring out the special deep metallic-y, poppy looking colors. You know, the pearlescence, like all those like vibrant, lucid looking colors, you know what I mean? So, basically I put the chrome on it. Now I have a problem getting my second layer to stick. I oftentimes have a problem getting a second layer of powder coat to stick. This is a problem I have encountered many times already. Whenever I'm doing chrome base, it's a nightmare to get anything to stick to the second layer. And I think I have a process today. One of my subscribers, I talk to a lot of you guys, so forgive me if I'm terrible with names. That's like my weakest thing. That I have a huge fault with trying to remember names, for a good reason at least. But so a subscriber reached out to me, and he was telling me about different methods. Like preheating and stuff. And I knew about preheating, but the way he explained it was different, like hitting corners first, then doing a second layer of hitting the whole outside of it. So he hit some really good areas for me. I'm going to try to do that this time, and I think we're going to have much better success. But we have to put the chrome base down, fully bake it. So I believe it's a 10-minute bake. It's either 10 or 18 minutes. It tells you on the bag. It's 10 or 18 minutes at 400 degrees or 375. And so you fully bake it, let it cool down, then preheat it back up. We'll preheat it to 200. I'll bring my little infrared temp gun over. I'll check the heaviest, the thickest part that we're running, make sure that is at temp, and then we'll start hitting the corners. I will let that get up to that 200, let it sit for a little bit, and then we'll open the doors back up. We'll do it again. We'll go and hit the big spots and stuff like that. That's going to be the shocker yellow. Illusion purple, we will do the same way. We will hit all of the corners and stuff first, and then we will go back and hit all of the big areas. And then we will go, well, actually the illusion will go down really easy. It's the clear that goes on top that activates the illusion purple. That's going to be the nightmare. But anyways, we have to get this cleaned. We have to get it baked. Let's start on that, and then we'll start putting our coats on. And if you guys have any tips, obviously drop it in the comment below, because I love when you guys help me out. I love the revolving circle of help. Like, my job is to help teach and guide you guys along your journey, and the same, we could all help each other. So if you know something or see something, drop a comment below. Man, I don't bite. Well, I do bite, but only if you bite. So let's get started.
Cool. All right, guys, check it out. Fresh out the oven. This is extremely hot to stand here, so this is not going to be very long, but you can see it looks way freaking different than it did before. Holy crap, isn't that crazy? You can kind of see like some purple going on, but like it doesn't actually look purple anymore. It actually looks more like a silver, right? That's insane. And so now we're going to let this fully cool down, like fully cool down. So a good 45 minutes or so, bring it back to room temp. Then we're going to bring it all the way up to 200, 220. Then we'll come back and hit it with the clear. We'll get everything cleared. We'll get everything rebaked, fully baked. We will hit those, and then we will fully bake the thing. Let's go, guys. Let's get it. Okay, NF is playing, and I don't want to mess around really quickly, so I'm just going to show you guys what the clear vision looks like so we don't catch a copyright. That's kind of what the clear vision looks like. Let's go. Let's bake it. All right, now, was it worth $371 to re-powder coat all of the YFZ1000R? Let's find out. We're up to temp. We did our full bake. Let's get this guy open. Back this guy up. Now we'll see if the methods and tricks I was given. Oh my god, dude! That's how the powder coat's supposed to look. Oh my god, bro! Oh my god, that is gorgeous. Oh my god, bro. Oh, except for that sticking right there. Oh, that's fucking hot. Oh my god, that's hot. Oh. Oh. Okay, oh my god. I think we can escape the copyright for like 2.5 seconds. This is chrome. This is what it looks like beforehand. I have to go ahead and take a flashlight to everything, make sure it's ready to go. We'll bake this. All right, check it out. We're good. We're gonna open this bad boy up. Let's check out the shocker yellow. Kind of nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I got a sneak peek at it, but let's see. Get this guy open. This one was 10 minutes at 400 degrees. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, wow. Actually, I like that. Not as shocking as the purple, but it is what it shows on the website. I will say that. Now, I tried not to go too dark. You can see there is kind of like a chrome spottiness to it. I'm not going any further than that. I am not overly happy with this, but like it'll do. This is okay. I know some people would really want to redo it, but I think it's okay. It's kind of unique looking enough where I'm willing to send it. I don't mind some of the chrome poking out. I think that the lighter look to it is just better. So I'm happy with it. Let's get all of this out of here after it cools down, and we'll get it over, match it up with the purple, and see what it looks like. All right, boys and girls, rippers and ripettes. I apologize for the messy look. It's just a Saturday morning. It's early. I'm doing my family thing today. I don't normally do work like this on the weekends. I pretty much keep it to family, but that's not important. What is important is I have an amazing subscriber friend of mine who has been helping me through my powder coating journey. His name is Kenneth Tooney. He has a business in West Virginia. He does powder coating. If he's okay with the shout out, I'll list his contact information right here. I know some of you guys already utilize him for powder coating. He does a phenomenal job. He showed me a bunch of his work. A bunch of guys vouched for him. Super happy to have a friend like that is also willing to share tips and tricks, because a lot of businesses keep things on the hush. You know what I mean? It's like business secrets, or what they would call, job security. So basically, I'm not happy with this. I'm actually really upset. I tried so hard. I had to go back into the oven 3 times to do recoats on stuff. I kept taking it up to 200 degrees. I would pop the doors open, immediately start covering. This is so hard to get coverage on. It literally lays on spotty. So the spots that you see, literally the powder coat just won't stick to it. I don't have a better solution at the moment. But to be honest with you guys, this isn't the color that I was hoping this was going to be when it was done. I wanted a more neon-y type yellow, if that's not an actual word, I don't think, but like a neon type yellow to go with the purple, because we're doing yellow plastics. So this is kind of like a Joker style theme, and that's not what I was going for. My dad pointed that out, and I was like, no, I'm not much for the purple green. I don't like purple green. I like purple yellows, stuff like that. I've never really been a huge purple green fan for some reason, unless it's got to be the right shades of purple and green. It can't just be that like, wow, purple and wow, lime green. You know what I mean? Like those two just don't go together. They got to be the right shade. This isn't right for me, and it's been bugging me for the last day since I got done with the purple. So Kenneth's like, dude, just ship it down to me. He's got another color called Illusion Shocker. It is still a like slightly greeny yellow, but it ain't as green as this is. This is supposed to be a shocker yellow, and it's more of a shocker green. So I'm gonna ship this stuff down to him. He so kindly offered to strip and redo this in Illusion Yellow, because I don't have a way to strip this again, and I don't have another $400 to get it stripped. So thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate you, boss. I'm getting this stuff shipped out right now and down to you to hopefully get this back, get it together, and get it ripping and riding. Let's get it going, guys. All right, so while we're waiting for the rest of the parts to come back from powder coat, I've got something special going on in the background here. While this frame sits here and collects dust, we get to do some mock-up work. I have a very special set of plastics on order for this thing, and I really feel like it's gonna bring together the look of this ATV. This is a very special quad to me. This is the first full ground up powder coated, nice, showy type race build that I'm doing. Full custom deal, right? Not like the Banshee where we use a stock frame, modify a motor to put out a lot of horsepower. This is a completely different deal. So this is the very first full powder coat ground up job that I'm doing. And with that, I want to make sure that this thing is super nice. If we use the stock cover on this YFZ450, the tank cover. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I'm not running the 04 to 06 plastics on this.
what I read online was that you can put any year range of plastics onto any YFZ450 from 04 all the way up to 2025. You can swap the plastics, but you can't intermingle the year ranges. So like 04 to 06 has to stay with 04 to 06. So you can't run a front fender from an 06 and a back fender from a 2013 because the way they attach between the tank and the rear fender is completely different. So I love the 14 to 25 look. They kind of look like a fighter jet. I think it looks freaking badass. So I've opted to order special custom plastics for 14 to 25, and that's what's going on this. Now the interesting part of this is where the tank cover goes. I would have to, the airbox and the battery will be up here, but the airbox is wider than the factory gas tank. And so with this frame poking out past the gas tank cover and stuff like that in the airbox, and you'd have to trim for the airbox on the sides, I don't want this thing to look like it was made in somebody's backyard. I want this thing to look pretty decent, pretty good, you know what I mean? So we're gonna custom make a tank cover for this. And the way we're gonna do that is we're gonna lay a garbage bag over this entire frame. I have a 55-gallon garbage bag. I will cut that down the sides so it's long, and I will cover this entire ATV chassis. And we're going to use spray foam from Walmart, $4 and some cents a can, just for filling window gaps. We're gonna custom make an area that attaches this back fender basically to the upper portion of the gas tank. It'll be like the entire section, but then the person who's making my custom plastics they'll use that as a mold, basically a vacuum mold, and then they will be able to shape their things over that. I'm not telling you guys, you have to wait till the end to see it. Because I myself don't know exactly what it's gonna look like. I have a vision, and I'm just trying to meet that vision. But anyways, I'm super excited to get to work on this. What I'm gonna do now, since these are 04 to 06, and nobody is local enough to me, I did put posts up on my business Facebook and my personal Facebook, trying to find one of you guys that was local to me in Catawissa, Pennsylvania that had a 14 to 25 YFZ450 that I could borrow the plastics just to set them on here and just make sure the mold that I'm making fits between these two areas. You know, basically you want them to connect again. And so I'm okay with like running external brackets or anything like that. I don't mind making aluminum brackets to hold everything together or whatever I got to do to make it work. I'll make it look nice, just like I did with the frame. And yeah, so let's custom make a piece. I think what I'm gonna do is make it a little longer since I don't have those 14 to 25 plastics. That's what I was trying to get at. I'll make these areas a little longer because I know the attachment point is different here and here. So I will just make them longer, and then once it gets here, I will trim it to fit the plastics properly and then make my brackets. And then we can epoxy the ends so that doesn't look like crap anymore. So yeah, let's get started.
All right, boys, no microphone, no nothing. I just quick hurried up. I'm super excited to show you guys the powder coated parts from my boy Kenneth Tony? Oh, man, he's gonna yell at me. He told me how to say it. I'm pretty sure it's Tony. I haven't gotten the information yet to give you guys, but let's check this out real quick. I wound up sending these parts down to him, as I said earlier in the video, and I think this is everything. I could be wrong, but this is obviously going to be at least the swing arm and some of the bigger stuff. So we could get an idea for the color now. I'm dying to see this. You have no idea. I picked a different color based off of some stuff he showed me, and I'm super, super excited to see his work. Let this be the magic color. Wow! Wow, he's so much better than me at powder coating. Wow! Oh my God! Look at that! That is freaking gorgeous! Are you kidding me? This is perfect. Let's not even do a cut clip or anything. Let's literally take this guy right over. Now, obviously I'm foaming the seat right now. So it's gonna be a bit messy. I did try to cover everything up. I know I'm gonna have to clean it off again. No big deal. Okay, let's have a look here. We'll try to get a gleam of the light. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, baby. Now, my goal with this was to have something that was a little on the yellow side. And I actually think we nailed it. Yeah, it is still kind of lime greeny, lime greeny, but it's more of a yellowy green. And that's what I want. Like, look at it in the light. You can still see that yellow gleaming through. That's perfect. Because everybody's going to go, oh, it's lime green. I mean, I guess technically you can call it a lime green, but oh, dude, that is going to look wild. And then the carbon fiber, oh, well, don't say it. The special plastics we're getting on order are going to go sick with this. Sick, man. Oh, my God. Just wait till you see this thing in the sunlight, dude. That is going to be epic. I will put information on here for you guys. If you're looking for some powder coat, I don't really offer a lot of services like this kind of stuff because I'm not that good at it yet. Hopefully one day, maybe I can offer the Northeast some powder coating abilities, but I can't strip powder coat yet, and that's another reason why this got sent down to Kenneth when he so kindly offered to do this for me just to pay for the powder and shipping, which is amazing. Thank you, Kenneth, for your help. Appreciate you, bro. And this was well worth sending it down. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you. Guys, if I got information, if Kenneth's cool with sharing, in the link in the description below and in my top comment, as always, I'll pin the information for you guys to hit him up for some sick ass powder coat. Let's freaking go, man. Let's go. That bitch get it right now, ain't she? Oh, wow, I fucking love two strokes, man. Fucking wild as shit, bro.